One of the most fun things in my life is when I started Lululemon, I had a philosophy of life, and I really had an end goal of how this Lululemon philosophy of life should be, and it was all around elevating the world from a place of mediocrity to greatness, and that we made products for people to have a happier, healthier, more fun life. So within that, then I had a bunch of ideas from my father, who was always looking for the meaning of life, the Esalen Institute down in Big Sur, California, the landmark course I'd done, the book Good to Great by Jim Collins, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And so I put these together. So some of them are my quotes or it's my interpretation of them. They're not all mine, but it's putting them together as a package, okay? Okay, so number 1. Blame and excuses are how weak people hide from responsibility. I've found in life for myself that when something goes wrong, if I take full responsibility for it, then I actually have the power to do something about it. Whereas if something goes wrong and I blame somebody else, then that thing just continues on and on and on forever. So I take responsibility, I do something. When it comes to goals, people, and priorities, spend time only on your top 3. Choose a life of your own design. To wake up in the morning as though you have amnesia and create your life from nothing, as opposed to the experiences in your past which may have constricted your ability to live the great life you want. Live life on the courts, not in the stands. That's where all action happens. Number 5, read, read, read. Knowledge is the great equalizer in life. If you make decisions based on past experiences, you will get what you've always gotten. Is that what you want? I love this quote by Jim Collins. Mediocrity is chronic inconsistency. 8, no performance without action. So we know as entrepreneurs or anything in life that we can talk, but people don't listen. It's when taking action to make something occur. Smartphones killed the balance of life. Now there is only a life of choice. So in other words, we could be on our smartphones all day long, but it's really choosing a free will. When's the best time to spend with family, business, or whatever it is, because we're fully consumed. If it takes more than 2 emails, pick up the phone. People sexually underperform because they are not actually present. Their mind is somewhere else. 12, alcohol and drugs are the sissy way of being in the moment. Now, this is interesting because you're in addiction, and I think that we are most powerful in life when we're in the moment, and that's where all creativity occurs. And it's where time goes the fastest and we're in our flow. So if that's the ultimate place to be, then I think, for me anyway, when I did alcohol and drugs, it was not to escape from something, it was actually to move to being present and in the moment. Right. Much like how a 3-year-old has no past, so they have no future. All they have is the present. When an 80-year-old man is told they're going to die of colon cancer, they could care less about the past. They have no future. All they have is the present. That's where all life occurs. Time is precious. Don't let 10% of the voices on social media sound like 90%. If you are living in choice, there's no such thing as wasted time. There's a lot to be said for choosing to waste your time, too. Yes. 16. The false advertising of fast food companies should make you sick to your stomach. Risk. You only have one life. Your brain is a hard drive, and I believe we need to power it down in order to maximize our time. And I think that's where mindfulness really comes from. A leader creates a future that would otherwise not have occurred. Integrity is not morality. Integrity is doing what you say you will do when you say you will do it. Because my next one is, even a gangster can have integrity. So integrity isn't a moral issue, it's actually how a person operates. Find out if you are interesting without alcohol. Good conversation is currency. For me, luxury equals time and space. Design your future life and goals as though you have amnesia. Never make lunch plans you do not intend to keep. You know those fake conversations that people say, let's have coffee, let's go to lunch, and it's just bullshit? This is contradictory, but hydrate, caffeinate, and meditate. Before I have my coffee in the morning, I always ask for like a grande, water, so I can actually enjoy my coffee, not drink it for my hydration. This is my dad's line to me when I asked him what the meaning of life was. He said, "Do it right fucking now." Trust your gut. Your body is always honest. It took me a long time as a man to feel like is this the right position I'm in? Is this the right person? Is this the right deal? Gender means nothing. Love means everything. Playing it safe leads to mediocrity, not greatness. Your brain is designed for survival and reproduction, not for living a phenomenal life. People always bring up the downtrodden and cut the legs off the great thinkers to increase the number of people in the middle to reproduce with. You can choose to override your basic instincts of survival, so we can choose. Mediocre people have a low tolerance for other people's success. If people compare you to Gandhi, you have not done your job. Our life is to see people go beyond what they see as iconic. Without Orville's first plane, the jet would never have been built. We must start somewhere to create greatness. To create the next best thing, you may have to leave something you are fully invested in behind. Sit alone for 1 hour a week with a pen and a piece of paper and think big. Eat more plant food. Eat less food manufactured in plants. Eat breakfast like a king, lunch like a prince, and dinner like a college kid with a maxed out charge card. That's not mine. I think I read that somewhere when I was young. For the most part, your present and future are determined by letting go of the past. Don't compare your life to others. You have no idea what their journey is all about. Burn the candles, use the nice sheets, wear the fancy lingerie. Don't save it for a special occasion. Today is special. Make big decisions as though you are lying on your deathbed. What is really important? Time or choice heals everything. However good or bad a situation is, it will change. Forgive your mother and father. This is really important because my experience is that most people walk around in life not being successful because they haven't forgiven their mother and father for the lousy job they did of raising them, even though their mother and father really loved them, but just didn't know how to show it. Feeling uninspired? Surround yourself with children. Time is a non-renewable resource. Juiced, fresh, local veggies are the next best medicine. I believe that's what's happening in the next decade. We're going to be eating our medicine, and I think inflammation is the other big conversation, and I think that's caused by what we eat. If you are sweating, you are present and powerful. Travel will show you there are many ways of being right. The many religions will tell us there is no single right way, only many right ways. Being an informed cheerleader is different than complaining. So my thing is that if I complain twice about something in life, either I got to shut up or I got to take action about it. But there's also something called being an informed cheerleader and commenting, which could sound like complaining, but is actually an informed cheerleader. It's important to make the distinction. Come up with 3 solutions for every question or challenge. And I think it's a little bit about that Japanese 5 whys. So Japanese, something goes wrong, the Japanese are always going down 5 whys to get to the real base of it. Media will create sensation to create hits to sell advertising to feed their families. Find the truth. Train yourself to meditate in 1 minute. Don't let anyone waste your time. The more committed you are to something, the more you experience success and happiness. Fear and doubt is a choice, just like faith and patience. Give up looking good. Everyone subconsciously knows a fake. Our people don't want a pat on the back. People actually want to contribute and be effective. So it's my job as a leader to actually have that be possible. To be any value as a human being, we have to keep growing. Morning burpees are better for you than morning coffee. Salt, butter, and high fructose corn syrup equals death. If you have over 15 friends, you're overloading your capacity to be close. My outlook on life is a direct reflection of how much I like myself. So the more I like myself, the more I love myself, then the bigger my capacity to love other people. Firing someone bad is easy. Firing someone good is difficult. Everything in moderation, including moderation. Stretching goals, failing, and resetting our goals prepares us for a normal life. Dog urine kills grass, but the right amount of urine makes grass grow extraordinarily faster in the circle around it. Have you ever noticed that? We now know that a little DDT may be good to kill cancer. I saw this German track athlete who smoked after her race. So maybe a little bit of smoking is actually good. And the same reason vaccines work. A little bit of the poison actually creates a barrier. Perhaps a few cigarettes or a Coke is very good for you in small doses. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for the poor or the uneducated or those susceptible to addiction. I will never stop working because all I see is possibility. On my tombstone, I wanted to say, all used up. That's a quote by Werner Erhard. And that's it. Thank you for staying with me.
That is awesome. So thank you, Chip, for sharing that. And hopefully someone can take that as a mantra and apply that to areas of their life, because certainly you can run much of your life based on some of that wisdom. So thank you, sir.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much, Joe. Thank you. Okay, cool.